Hello and welcome to another episode of Unboxing with Paul. And today, I'm very excited to bring you all Poetic's guarding case for the Motorola Moto G Play 2023. Let's take a look at it. This case retails for $16.95, and as you can see, this is a very plain looking box, very non-distinct. There's no special graphics, nothing exciting or fun going on, because then that means that this box didn't cost a lot of money to make. This box is actually really cheap to manufacture, and Poetic passes those savings on to you. What do I mean by that? Well, this case comes in at $16.95, and that's not the headliner here. What is interesting is what we get inside. So, inside, we are going to get the case itself, which is a beautiful polycarbonate back case with thermoplastic polyurethane sides and corners for that impact protection, and that polycarbonate in the back for that abrasion resistance to be able to withstand anything that might come against it, anything that might want to scratch or otherwise bump into it. Now, what's going to make this case stand out and make it be a really, really huge value is the fact that not only do we get a normal, very, very rugged case, we also get a rugged case that has a built-in polycarbonate screen protector. Okay, and then now this is a huge deal because let's say you happen to have forgotten to grab a screen protector for your phone. Well, fear not, as with the built-in polycarbonate screen protector, you can just go ahead, slap it on, put your phone inside the case, like so, line it all up, and now we have a phone that is completely protected from head to toe from any sort of bumps, drops, scratches, abrasion, anything that may or may not happen to a phone. It's completely covered and it's completely well taken care of. My favorite part about the Guardian Case series is that, again, it's a clear case and that you can still enjoy the color, look, and feel of your phone. In addition to that, one of the things that really concerns me about a case like this is that I know for a fact that the phone is going to be very well protected. I know for a fact that, yeah, it's rugged. Yeah, it's a nice sturdy case. It feels very solid in the hand. But then my phone feels all gimped out. What I mean by that is that whenever I have a case like this, I try to use the little side buttons, the little power button or the volume buttons, and they're so stiff. They are so hard to press. The last thing I want is for my phone to feel inhibited, for my phone to not function as properly, or for any of my camera holes, any of my speakers, any of my fingerprint scanner, or again camera lenses, for them to be obstructed or obstructed or impeded in any way, shape, or form. And that's not the case here. Again, we can see that from our fingerprint scanner that we have in the back, clearly right here, it's not obstructed. In fact, we have a little bit of extra area around it so that, again, it's not obstructed or inhibited or being held back in any way, shape, or form. Same thing goes with our camera lenses. Back here, we have a nice big cutout on our lenses. And not only that, we have a raised lip around their lenses so that if it does happen to fall, lens first, it's not going to get damaged. Furthermore, when we look again at the front, we can see that we do have individual cutouts, not just for the camera lens, for the light sensor, and also the little speaker grills. Now, this makes it feel like a tailored fit, like a custom fit option. It doesn't make it feel generic, because what a lot of manufacturers do is that they will go ahead and they will make one really big, ginormous cutout. Now, that is efficient, that saves time, that's smart. However, when you look at the end product, it winds up looking a little sloppy. It winds up looking a little disheveled. It winds up looking a little cookie cutter, like it was a one size fits all, which is exactly what it is. But they didn't do that here. They went out of their way to do a custom fit shape, to do a custom fit design for this, and it definitely shows. It doesn't feel sloppy. It feels nice. It feels custom made. And one of the main things that has drawn me to these Poetic cases, in addition to having the faceplate and having the built-in polycarbonate screen protector, is the fact that we also have a flap that covers our charging port. Now, there's a lot of consumers out there, there's a lot of customers of mine personally that work industrial jobs, that work out in landscaping, that do construction, that do general contracting, CNC, milling, dust removal, cleaning, duct cleaning. Any sort of industry where there is dust, where there is debris, where there is contamination in the air, all of those consumers, all those customers, what's the first thing to go? Their charging port. Their charging port will get blocked up or backed up with dirt, debris, gunk, you name it. It'll be in there. It'll be in the charging port. But with these, we have a little flap. Again, we have a little flap that closes up whenever you're not using it. It's going to tightly protect your charging port. And then when you simply need to use it, you simply pull it back and you insert your charging cable in there without having to sacrifice the mobility of your charging port. Not only for the charging port, also for the headphone jack up there. Because very often as well, consumers will have their charging port, their auxiliary port be broken, not working, or incapacitated in some way, shape, or form. But again, we're not going to have that here because we have flaps that will cover this. If we look at the left side of the device, we can see there's nothing but a clean view. When we look at the top side of the device, we can see we have a pinhole microphone, as well as our flap for our auxiliary jack. And when we look at the right side of the case, we can see the volume up, volume down, as well as the power button. And even though I may have been driven up the wall in the past, that's not the case here, because at the very least, Poetic went out of their way to label volume up as a plus sign and volume down as a minus sign, and the power button with a power icon. I deeply appreciate that. When we look over at the bottom, we can see our speaker grill, followed by our Type-C port that's neatly tucked away behind the flap, and one more pinhole microphone. And then finally, when we look at the back again, we can see our triple camera array with a nice big cutout with a lip as well. Not to mention our fingerprint sensor is also nicely cut out, and it's not being inhibited in any way, shape, or form. Now, what's another thing that makes this case be over the top, or it definitely takes it from a 9 to a solid 10, is the fact that, it comes included with a polycarbonate screen protector for $17. But what if you don't want a polycarbonate screen protector? What if you don't want anything coming between you and your phone? What if you love the feeling of bare glass? What if you have your own tempered glass screen protector? This is going to do you no good. This is going to get in your way, actually. Well, fear not, because guess what? Poetic also thought of that. Because again, instead of you having the polycarbonate screen protector, clearly a barrier here, Poetic thought to include an additional faceplate. Now, this additional faceplate doesn't have anything in there. It is just a plastic faceplate. And as such, you will be able to just directly put it on top of your device and be able to install it into the case, like so. And now your phone is fully protected. Now you have the opportunity to have, again, nothing coming between you and your phone. If you love the feeling of bare glass, or again, if you have your own tempered glass screen protector, you have all the room in the world to be able to install, again, your very own tempered glass screen protector without anything coming in the way or anything impeding your installation of your tempered glass. Go ahead and leave in the comments, what are your thoughts on this case? Do you think it's well worth it for $16.95? Or are there other cases that you know of that are under $20 that you think perform just as good or very similarly? I'd love to check them out. And as always, Thanks for watching.